class, this is Instructor Fran, and I wanted to go over Week 1's research question and thesis worksheet, which will be due Monday. The first thing I want you to make sure is that you read the assignment directions all the way through very carefully. Make sure you scroll all the way down to the bottom so that you can read every last piece of information. The gist of the assignment is this. You are going to pick a topic that eventually in week 5 you're going to write a final paper on. But for this week, you're going to pick a topic and you are going to answer some questions on a worksheet about that topic. The topics can be found right here. Animal rights, artificial intelligence, climate change, fake news, technology, and parenting. And in this list, along with the topics, are research questions that correspond to each topic. The assignment directions ask you to not only pick a topic, but to click on this link that says University Library so that you can review an article related to that topic. So you're going to pick a topic and review the article that is related to that topic before you answer the questions. If none of these topics catch your eye, then you are permitted to find a topic of your own that needs to be approved by me. The directions explain that you can use the Opposing Viewpoints in Context database to come up with a topic. And you are going to want to have one article from either the library or from this Opposing Viewpoints in Context to review for your topic, just as you would if you'd picked one of the topics that are pre-selected for you. It is important to note that you have to have approval for your topic if it is not one of the pre-approved topics on this list. So make sure to reach out to me early in the week so you can get approval and then start working on your worksheet. So once you've chosen a topic and read the corresponding article and thought about the research questions that correspond to that topic, you should complete your research question and thesis worksheet, which is linked in the directions. I'm going to open that up, and you can see that on this worksheet there are 4 questions. Make sure that you try your best to write in full sentences with good grammar, spelling, and mechanics to practice academic writing. So the first question is pretty straightforward. You're going to share the topic that you've selected and the associated research question for that topic. The second question here is asking you about the article. It asks you to summarize the article that corresponds to your topic in 3 to 4 complete sentences. You're going to include a reference citation of that article. And I will give some more input on how to do that in some other resources this week. The third question is for you to think about your topic. What is your position on your topic? How will this affect your approach in writing the essay? So it's important to think about what's controversial about the topic or what could reasonable people disagree on about the topic, and then give your perspective, your point of view, your stance on this debate. Finally, you're going to create a thesis statement for question 4. I want to remind you that in a thesis statement, we want to have the topic, our stance on the topic, and our key points of support. We don't want to refer to ourselves, no, I think or I believe. We keep it to one sentence that's a statement and not a question. Again, I will have some more resources on how to create a thesis statement this week. And I will also help you correct your thesis statement for upcoming weeks to help you get pointed in the right direction. So make sure that you read the directions in entirety carefully and that you reach out to me if you have any questions. To refresh your memory, if you want to reach out to me, the easiest way to do it is to send me a message, a private message, through the envelope icon on the top of the class homepage, or you could always ask it through the course questions thread on the course, in the course content as well. Thanks so much. Take care.